If you want the chords and lyrics, there is a link to a document below in the description, so you can check that out and strum along to your heart's content. Alright, the good news is that there are only 4 chords we're going to be using for the song. The bad news is that they are a bunch of bar chords. Alright, so the intro and the verse are exactly the same, so we're going to teach you how to play that now. So we start out with our A chord, and to do that we're going to bar the 5th fret, all of the strings, and then we're going to use our middle finger on the 6th fret of our G string, on the guitar, not the G string on your bar. And then you're going to use your little finger and ring finger to play on the 7th fret of the D string and A string, like that. Now, it's an E-shaped bar chord, meaning that it's just like an E chord, but we slide it up now to the 5th fret with the 5th fret bar, and that makes it an A chord. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pluck, using our right hand, we're going to use our thumb to play our bass notes, okay? And then we're going to use our 3 fingers here, one for each of the, so we're going to use our ring finger on the right hand on our top string, on our 1st string. Our middle finger is going to play the B string, and then our 1st finger is going to play our G string, okay? And then your thumb is in charge of the bass notes. Okay, so we're going to start out by playing the lowest string first, and then we're going to play our G string with our 1st finger, and then our B string with our middle finger, and then the highest string with our 3rd finger. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to, so after we play that 1, 2, 3, 4, then we're going to play the high E string again, and we're going to, at the same time, we're going to hammer on from our 5th fret to our 7th fret. Okay, using our little finger to hammer on, okay? Like so. Alright? Hopefully that's made sense. So again, we're playing bass note, the lowest bass, and then we're playing G string, B string, E string, and then we're going to play the E string again, and at the same time we're going to hammer on, okay, meaning that we just play the one note on our right hand once, but we're going to get 2 notes out of it by hammering on our little finger onto the 7th fret of that highest string. Okay. Next, we're going to slide into our 2nd chord, which is a C sharp minor 7 chord. So to do that, our bar now goes to the 4th fret, and we're not going to play the low E string. Okay, so we're on the 4th fret, the highest 5 strings. Now our middle finger is going to go to our 5th fret of our B string, and our ring finger is going to go to our 6th fret of our D string, like so. Okay, now the bass note that our thumb is going to be playing is now on this A string, the 4th fret A string, the C sharp note. Okay, and for our plucking pattern, it's the same again, but this time instead of the low E bass, we've got our A bass, okay? Okay, same exact plucking pattern, bass, G string, B string, E string, and then hammer on again, okay? So this time we're going to hammer on from our 4th fret to our 5th fret. Now to do that, we actually have to let go of our ring finger, and it's going to move up, and it's going to play from the 4th fret. It's going to hammer onto the 5th fret for us, okay? So essentially we just, like that, okay? We can actually just get away with just using one finger here, one finger there, and our hammer on with our middle ring finger like that. Okay, so again, so this one we hammer on, and then we play the note again. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move to our 3rd chord, and this is a tricky one. It's a D sus2 chord. So to do that, we're barring the 5th fret, just like we were here on the 4th. We move up 1 fret, and now we're going to also add our little finger on the 7th fret of our G string and 7th fret of our D string. Okay, and that's a D sus. Okay, so for the plucking pattern for this, what we're going to do is we're going to play our bass note, which is on the 5th fret A string, and our highest string at the same time. Okay, we're going to play that once, then we follow up with our B string and then G string. So, okay, and then we repeat. The pattern just goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Our bass. Does that make sense? So we're going, we put that all together, we've got, okay? Yeah, alright, hopefully that's made sense to you. Now that is our intro, and it's also our verse part, all done and dusted. So then that leads us into our pre-chorus, and that's going to be an F sharp minor chord. To do that, we're going to bar our 2nd fret, all of the strings, and then we play an E minor shape above it, meaning it's just like an E minor chord, but 2 frets higher and with a bar on our 2nd fret here. So we're going to play our F sharp minor, 2, 3, 4, and you can pluck it if you want. Okay, using any plucking pattern that you think is going to work, or you can just strum it once. Now again, we jump to our same 2nd chord. Okay, C sharp minor 7. Okay, you can pluck it as well if you want. So far we've got our F sharp minor, C sharp minor 7. You can keep that same pattern, and then it jumps up to, you guessed it, our 3rd chord, our D sus. Now the only change here is that it does go to the 5th, which is our E chord, to bring us into the chorus. So okay, just very quickly, just plays it once, and you can add that open E bass if you like. Quite a nice touch, and then we're into our chorus part. So our pre-chorus goes F sharp minor, C sharp minor 7, D sus, E, and then we're straight into our chorus. Now for our choruses, you can play it a couple of ways. One, you could just keep, just as we've been doing for the whole song. You can keep that going if you like, but I think because the beat jumps in, it's kind of cool to just play it, give it a bit of a strum or a pluck, however you think, whatever you think sounds cool. Okay, so to do that, what I'm doing is I'm going bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord. Okay, so that's my pattern. Bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord. Again, slowly. Bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord. Does that make sense? Bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord. Again, bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord. Now slap is just basically slapping down on the dead strings here. Bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord. Then we change to our C sharp minor, same thing again. Bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord. D, same thing. Bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord, bass chord, slap chord. So we're playing our D chord twice as long. So if the D chord becomes bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap chord, and again bass chord, slap chord, chord, slap. And then instead of playing that last chord, we change to our E chord for that very last one. Okay, which is again, an E chord is just like a D chord that you know and love, but 2 frets higher. Like so. So if we put that together for the chorus. And I kind of also like to add that, so going from our E and then moving up our little finger onto the 5th fret. And then that brings us back to the beginning of the chorus. Alright, and that's the whole song. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, consider subscribing because we got plenty more where this came from. If you could comment with a song suggestion below, that would be helpful as well. Thanks for watching. God bless you guys and see you again. Bye.